As you're no doubt aware, the 2406 release of SAP Enable Now introduced the ability to use generative AI for various functions, such as generating text for you, correcting your grammar and spelling mistakes, and so on. And if you've done any digging into how to use these features, you'll have found a couple of things. Firstly, there's significant limitations to it at the moment, in that you can only use it through Manager and not through Producer. You'll also have discovered that there's a lot of setup involved, including server settings, permissions at the work area level, and permissions at the user or role level. And it's not a free service. It's something you have to pay for, and you pay for it through the use of AI units. Now, you may well ask, what's an AI unit? How much does it cost? Where do I get them from? And how many do I need? In this video, I'm going to look at what they are, how they're consumed, and how to calculate how many you're going to need. I can't give you exact pricing information, but at least I can let you know how that price is going to be calculated. So, let's start with the basics. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to SAP's product policies for cloud service specifications. You can get there at sap.com/about/agreement/policies/cloud-service-specifications.html. That should get you to this page here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to search for SAP AI services. And if we search on that, it gives us two lists, one in English and one in English/simplified Chinese. We'll go with the English one because it's going to be easier for me to read. When you open that, it gives you a whole bunch of information. And the information you need about SAP Enable Now is way down in here. So what I've done is I've already taken this and formatted it to get everything on a single page. Or at least everything that we care about. So here's that exact same page with just the pertinent information we care about on it. And the things we care about are highlighted in yellow here, which is the SAP Enable Now Cloud Edition, another limitation, AI Assisted Authoring. Now remember that, AI Assisted Authoring, because we'll come back to that. Now this tells you how it calculates how many AI units it's going to need for each use of generative AI that you perform in SAP Enable Now. The use of generative AI in SAP Enable Now is done on the basis of actions. That action can be going through a text and correcting your spelling and your grammar, or it can be generating a description from a short list of bullet points, or providing full instructions given a limited prompt. Whatever it is, those things are actions. You can really think of it as any click on the generative AI button in the text editor. When you then click run or submit or whatever the option is depending on the screen you're on, it's going to perform one action. Okay, and that's effectively the price point for this. So you're going to perform one action. Regardless of how much is in there, it's still effectively counting as one block of information, if you like, or one request. And it doesn't matter how many of these you've got, you're still going to use the same amount of one AI unit. And that is 0.004 of an AI unit. Okay? Whatever an AI unit costs, you're going to be paying for 4,000ths of a unit each time you perform an action in SAP Enable Now. That's how this page should be interpreted. So far so good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out how many of these units we're going to need. You might just eyeball it and say, well, probably 10 a month will do or whatever. But let's look at what SAP gives us to allow us to calculate this stuff. We're going to go into the Discovery Center. Another SAP website. You can get to it at discovery-center.cloud.sap. And then it will get you to this page. You will need an ID to log on, but your regular P or S ID will get you into here. And we want to go from here to the Control Center. So I click on that. And that gets me into here where I've got a bunch of information about I don't know what. I don't really care about too much of this stuff. All I care about is this last one at the end here, my AI estimates, because that's what I want to do now. I want to generate an AI estimate. So I'm going to go into here, and that opens up a new tab for me, which has got nothing on it. No estimates created yet. That's fine. I expect that. I'm a new user here. I've got some small help up here that tells you what this page is doing. It looks like you get SAP Companion in here. You don't. You just get that one bubble. Here I want to create a new estimate. So create new estimate, and then it puts me into here. Here I can give my estimate a name. So I can say in here that this is for SAP Enable Now authoring, and I want to know how many units I'm going to need per month. Okay, then there's sections within this, and you need to add the features that you want to use within a section. You can give the section a name as well. So let me do that. Let me do... And now we're ready to add the features that we want to pay for. So we're going to go to Add AI Features. And when you get into here, remember the text that we saw earlier in that previous document. I'll show you that again here. It refers to AI-assisted authoring. That's the key thing here, because that's what we want to find in this list. And you'll find it right here at the top underneath Business Transformation Management. So select that AI-assisted authoring. As a quick tip, don't make the mistake of going down to Human Capital Management, or HCM, which is quite often where SAP Enable Now is connected, and selecting AI-assisted writing. It's not that one you want. That will cost you 10 times as much. It's this one, AI-assisted authoring. Okay, so select that. And that will give you more fields on this screen where you can say how much you want to use this within a particular month, so it can work out how many AI units you have. Now note here that the capacity unit value says AI units 0.004 per one action. Again, that's exactly the same information that we saw here. 0.004 is what we're being priced on per action. So what we need to do here is say how many actions are we going to use in a month? And that's kind of tricky. So you can click on this information icon here, and it will tell you that this is a menu click within the cloud service menu options. That means nothing. But basically what it comes down to as an action is a click on the generative AI button, entering your prompt or selecting your text, and then clicking run or submit or whatever the button is on the relevant screen. Now, you can just estimate that and type a number in here, but it's useful to go to advanced input. If you click on that, it gives you a couple of other options to help you figure out a bit closer what you want to do here. So first of all, how many authors are going to be creating digital learning assets and using this? So how many authors do you have? I'm going to say here, I've got 10 authors in my organization. How many assets will be edited by these authors in an average month? An asset being a simulation, a book page, and so on. And I'm going to say in here, let's go with 20, for example. Okay, so I'll pump that into there. And how many actions per asset will be performed? So this is how many times during the editing of a simulation or the editing of a book page are they going to click on that generative AI button and make use of that feature or any of the generative AI features. So you might say that your average simulation is going to be 25, 30 steps, but you probably don't need it for every step. Or you might say a book page has got 5 text boxes, but you're only going to use it for a few of those. So I'm going to drop this down to maybe 10. I'll put 10 in here to keep it nice round numbers. So this says that if I've got 10 authors and they're each editing 20 objects a month, and within each object they're going to use that generative AI button 10 times, that's a total of 2,000 actions per month that I need in my organization to pay for so that we can use these features. So I'm going to click apply here, and this says 0.004 AI units per action and 2,000 actions. I'm going to need 8 AI units per month. That's what I'm going to need to pay for. Now, that's really as far as I can bring you here, and I don't know how much an AI unit's going to cost. Is it going to cost $1? Is it going to cost $10,000? I have no idea. But what you can do is click Request Quote here, and that will then pull up all of your information from your profile and put a message in here. And then when you click Submit, that's going to go to someone in SAP, and they are going to call you back on this number and talk to you about how much this is going to cost you and how to get this added to your contract. So that is how to calculate how many AI units you are likely to use and get a rough idea on how they are consumed. Okay? So I hope you found that useful. If you did, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.